Okay, I want you to imagine a company with me for a second, and that company's worth 100 million. Seen a lot of those, right? But here's the deal with that company that we're imagining. It's run by fewer than 10 people. Let me tell you, that company is not a decade away. Companies like that are going to become the norm, and it's going to be right around the corner. Because for the first time in history, startups anywhere in the world are going to be able to scale at lightning speed with almost no capital and with world class global teams. And in the next few minutes, I want to show you why the next tech giant could be born well outside of Silicon Valley in a place that you've maybe never even looked, maybe you've never even heard of it. So, when I say Silicon Valley, it's certainly not to say Silicon Valley is not where any giants are going to come from. They're still going to come from there. But for the first time ever, founders in Pristina, Bogotá, and Nairobi are going to be able to compete on a level playing field with places like San Francisco and London and Austin and the tech meccas that have been around for so long. So by the end of this video, you're going to understand four forces that are really rewriting the rules of scale. And here they are. First, AI is compressing time to market more than we've ever seen. Second, we're seeing capital efficiency at a level we could never even imagine before. Third, global decentralized teams are now moving nonstop. And fourth, why really big companies are going to be slow to stop this kind of force that's occurring. So, in the past, launching a product could have taken years. Thanks to AI, though, you can launch an MVP in days. AI handles code generation, it can handle customer support, it can handle design, even marketing copy. A founder in a small city can now test, pivot, and ship at a pace that used to take an entire team in a big hub. In 2024 alone, 46% of all venture capital dollars went into AI startups. But here's the thing with those startups, they reported 2.5x faster growth rates than their peers. That's not incremental improvement. That's a completely new tempo that we really have not seen before. Companies are scaling faster than we could have ever imagined. So let's talk about capital efficiency and the democratization of startups for a second. So, in the old world, you needed millions just to play. That was the rise of venture capital. Now, AI is really democratizing startups. Founders are able to build, market, and acquire their first customers with almost no capital. Open source models like Llama have been downloaded over 1 billion times. This is giving every startup founder the same cutting edge technology that once required massive R&D budgets. This means you don't need Sand Hill Road on your cap table if you're going to go prove product market fit. A startup in Kosovo or in Lagos can validate, they can grow, and they can scale with the same tools as a startup in Palo Alto. That's entirely new territory. So the other the other critical factor that we mentioned earlier is this concept of follow the sun global team. So now when you add in global talent and decentralized teams, work literally never stops. So while San Francisco sleeps, teams in Europe or Africa are building. By the time America wakes up, features are shipped, bugs are fixed, campaigns are launched. It's called the follow the sun model. And it's not just for big corporations anymore. Big corporations have used this for a while, but not in the way that we're seeing startups using it today to really sprint 24/7 with lean teams. And here's the kicker. Instead of paying $300,000 for one Silicon Valley engineer, you can build an entire world-class squad across multiple countries for the same cost. They're faster, they're cheaper, and they're just as hungry. And now, with AI tools, That's where that level playing field for that global team is really set. The bottom line is incumbents are too slow. So you've got incumbents that are stuck. So many companies today, especially large ones, are, they're debating about dragging employees back into offices with these rigid return to work policies. Let them deal with that. That might work for them in the long term, but for founders, it's the biggest gift you can be handed. While large companies fight over cubicle space, small startups with global remote teams are sprinting forward. Big companies can't move at the speed of AI driven, globally distributed teams. By the time their investment committees finish debating, the new players have already shipped, iterated, and they're starting to grab meaningful market share. Let me give you a real world example of this, and one I'm really excited about. A company called KoDE Labs. They're based in Kosovo, which is one of Europe's smallest and youngest countries. There's no giant VC rounds, no Silicon Valley pedigree, right? And yet they built a global platform serving major clients. They're competing head to head with players from much, much, much bigger markets. And they've done it by combining global talent, local talent, and global reach. Local talent to Kosovo and global reach, along with AI powered efficiency. This is exactly the kind of story we're telling in Scaling Across Borders, the docuseries that I'm actually just launching. We're starting to go into production in a couple of weeks. We'll be launching the first season in November of 2025. KoDE Labs is going to be featured in season 1. And when you see their journey, you're going to realize just how level this playing field has really become. They're just a remarkable story of really what this future of work and future of entrepreneurship is really going to look like. Because today, the future is going to be companies hitting 100 million in revenue with fewer than 10 employees. Sounds impossible. It's not. Why? Because AI replaces entire functions. Global talent can fill gaps instantly, and workflows are automated instead of managed by bloated org charts. We're going to see companies at massive scale with headcounts smaller than traditional startups' Series A teams. And it's happening soon. It's happening right now. So the next wave of giants won't only come from places we already know, they're going to come from there too. But they're also going to come from cities around the world that are overlooked, that are armed with AI, with global teams, and with the efficiency to scale faster than anyone ever thought possible. If you want to see these founders up close, subscribe and follow Scaling Across Borders. Subscribe to our newsletter, subscribe to the channel you're on, because the future of scale isn't where you've been looking. It's everywhere.